Issachar's Singleness of Heart by Ginzberg. When Issachar felt his end approach, he summoned his sons, and he said to them, Hearken, my children, unto your father Issachar, and listen to the words of him that is beloved of the Lord. I was born unto Jacob as his fifth son, as a reward for the dewdame. Reuben brought the dewdame from the field. They were fragrant apples, which grew in the land of Haran upon an eminence below a gully. Rachel met Reuben, and she took the dewdame away from him. The lad wept, and his cries brought his mother Leah to his side, and she addressed Rachel thus, Is it a small matter that thou hast taken away my husband? And wouldst thou take away my son's dewdame also? And Rachel said, See, Jacob shall be thine tonight for thy son's dewdame. But Leah insisted, Jacob is mine, and I am the wife of his youth, whereupon Rachel, Be not boastful and overweening. To me he was betrothed first, and for my sake he served our father 14 years. Thou art not his wife, thou wast taken to him by cunning instead of me, for our father deceived me, and put me out of the way the night of thy nuptials, so that Jacob could not see me. Nevertheless, give me the dewdame, and thou mayest have Jacob for a night. Then Leah bore me, and I was called Issachar, on account of the reward Rachel had given to my mother. At that time an angel of the Lord appeared to Jacob, and he spoke. Rachel will bear only 2 sons, for she rejected the espousal of her husband, and chose continence. But Leah bore 6 sons, for the Lord knew that she desired to be with her husband, not because she was prompted by the evil inclination, but for the sake of children. Rachel's prayer also was fulfilled, on account of the dewdame, for although she desired to eat of the apples, she did not touch them, but put them in the house of the Lord, and gave them to the priest of the Most High that was in those days. When I grew up, my children, I walked in the integrity of my heart, and I became a husbandman, cultivating the land for my father and my brethren, and I gathered the fruit from the fields in their due time. My father blessed me, because he saw that I walked in singleness of heart. I was not married to a wife until I was 30 years old, for the hard work I did consumed my strength, and I had no desire unto woman, but, overwhelmed by fatigue, I would sink into sleep. My father was well pleased at all times with my rectitude. If my work was crowned with good results, I brought the first fruits of my labor to the priest of the Lord. The next harvest went to my father, and then I thought of myself. The Lord doubled the possessions in my hand, and Jacob knew that God aided me for the sake of my singleness of heart. For in my sincerity I gave of the produce of the land to the poor and the needy. And now hearken unto me, my children, and walk in singleness of heart, for upon it resteth the favor of the Lord at all times. The simple man longeth not for gold, he doth not defraud his neighbor, he hath no desire for meats and dainties of many kinds. He careth not for sumptuous dress, he hopeth not for long life, he waiteth only upon the will of God. The spirits of deception have no power over him, for he looketh not upon the beauty of woman, lest he defile his understanding with corruption. Jealousy cometh not into his thoughts, envy doth not sear his soul, and insatiable greed doth not make him look abroad for rich gain. Now then, my children, observe the law of the Lord, attain to simplicity, and walk in singleness of heart, without meddling with the affairs of others. Love the Lord and love your neighbors, have pity upon the poor and the feeble, bow your backs to till the ground, occupy yourselves with work upon the land, and bring gifts unto the Lord in gratitude. For the Lord hath blessed you with the best of the fruits of the field, as he hath blessed all the saints from Abel down to our day. Know, my children, that in the latter time your sons will abandon the paths of probity, and will be ruled by greed. They will forsake rectitude and practice craft. They will depart from the commands of the Lord and follow after Beliar. They will give up husbandry and pursue their evil plans. They will be scattered among the heathen and serve their enemies. Tell this unto your children, so that, if they sin, they may repent speedily and return to the Lord, for he is merciful, and he will take them out to bring them back unto their land. I am 122 years old, and I can discern no sin in myself. Save my wife, I have known no woman. I was guilty of no unchastity through the lifting up of eyes. I drank no wine, that I might not be led astray. I did not covet what belonged to my neighbor. Guile had no place in my heart. Lies did not pass my lips. I sighed along with all that were heavy laden, and to the poor I gave my bread. I loved the Lord with all my might, and mankind I also loved. Do ye likewise, my children, and all the spirits of Beliar will flee from you. No deed done by the wicked will have power over you, and ye will vanquish all the wild beasts, for ye have with you the Lord of heaven. And Issachar bade his children carry him up to Hebron, and bury him there by his fathers in the cave. And he stretched out his feet, and fell into the sleep of eternity, full of years, healthy of limb, and in the possession of all his faculties 11.